Daniel Cormier turned to his former rival Alexander Gustafsson, who suffered his fourth early defeat in a row at the UFC Fight Night 208 tournament in London, losing by TKO in the first round to Nikita Krylov. Gustafsson is done, he needs to go. He used to take heavy hits and eat them all. The jaw is gone, so go away my friend. We all have an expiration date. One of the best fighters who didn't have a title. Having lost to Krylov by technical knockout at around 1 minute 7 seconds of the first round, Alexander suffered his fourth early defeat in a row, having previously lost by knockout to John Jones and submissions to Anthony Smith and Fabricio Werdum. Gustafsson won his last victory back in 2017, knocking out Glover Teixeira in the 5th round. Khamzat Chimaev turned to his friend and teammate, Alexander Gustafsson, who at the UFC Fight Night 208 tournament in London suffered a crushing defeat in the confrontation with Nikita Krylov. "You are forever a champion in our eyes, brother, and a role model. I became a fighter looking at you. I am grateful that I met a person like you in this life. You are the best." Charles Oliveira is sure that Makhachev will not be able to surprise him in this fight. He caught the wave, but if you look at my track record, you will see that I had more serious rivals. I am ready to prove it, and I will do it again. You will have no doubts about who is the real champion here. The ground is his territory, so he will definitely try to take the fight down, but if he does, can he beat the best submission and choke specialist in UFC history? I'm not sure. He's the kind of guy who always tries to take the fight down, but I don't have a problem with that. I'm ready for anything he has to offer. The name of the champion is well known, his name is Charles Oliveira. This is the question you should ask him. He retired for a well-deserved rest. I'm focused on the fight in October and then I want to fight in Brazil in January. We must respect other people's decisions. Of course, I respect what he has done over the years. But if he decides to fight me, I'm here. Francis Ngannou shared his opinion on the fight between Curtis Blaydes and Tom Aspinall, which ended in 15 seconds due to an injury received by the British. The unsuccessful final of the UFC tournament in London. I hope Aspinall makes a full recovery. And Curtis deserves more respect. Hopefully it's not a cruciate or medial knee ligament tear. The champion noted that he plans to return to the octagon at the end of this year or early next year. His opponent will be either former UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones or the winner of the fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic, who can take the interim title. Nikita Krylov, who won a dominant victory over Alexander Gustafsson last weekend, addressed his fans, as well as all those who wish him defeat. "Well, sorry if I offended anyone. And thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who stays by my side, no matter what." In an interview after the fight, Krylov, who closed a series of 2 defeats, said that he wants to see former UFC light heavyweight contender Volkan Oezdemir as his next opponent, whom he is ready to fight on October 22 at UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. The title fight in the lightweight category between Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev is the most anticipated fight of the current year, former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov is sure. Nobody cares what Charles Oliveira wants. He does not make such decisions, Islam does not make such decisions. We are just fighters. Islam signed in the UFC, and should listen to the UFC. The same goes for Charles Oliveira. We don't choose a location. UFC names us a place, we fly. It does not matter. If they had said to fly to Brazil, we would have arrived in Brazil, no problem. But Abu Dhabi is our territory. Charles understands this, so he tried to avoid it, but it did not work, and what happened happened. We have 90 days until the fight, and as a MMA fan, I can say that this is the most anticipated fight of the current year. 11 wins against 10. The UFC has never had such an insane winning streak. 11 wins against 12. It was supposed to happen in our fight with Tony Ferguson, but the fight never happened, so now it's Islam vs. Charles. This is a dream fight. Michael Chandler has revealed that his next opponent may not be Conor McGregor, but former interim division champion Dustin Poirier. At the moment, Poirier and I are the only ones in the top 5 who do not have a scheduled fight. It's no secret that Dustin Poirier and I were close to splitting the octagon. I think you will hear news about the fight soon, and maybe they will be about my fight with Dustin Poirier. If so, I'll go out, finish him off, and next year I'll be UFC champion. Let's see. Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler currently sit 2nd and 5th in the UFC lightweight rankings, respectively. In a recent interview, Chandler said he wants to see Beneil Dariush as his next opponent, but he was scheduled to fight Motos Gamrot at UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi. Alexander Gustafsson spoke about his health, congratulated the opponent on the victory, and also thanked the fans for their support. "I'm fine. Upset. My congratulations to Nikita and thank you all for your support." Alexander Volkanovski stands up for his friend and teammate Israel Adesanya. "Of course, this is not fair. This will happen every time. Every time you have hard fights. The thing is, people need to understand when someone only has a knockout chance and that's all they need. Come on man. Why should a champion take all the risks? Why would he step forward when he knows someone is waiting for the big shot? Man, contender, obviously, if something goes wrong, and I don't stand a chance on Cormier, I think they need to do something. I don't think a champion should make anything happen. Everyone knows they need to try and get to Izzy. Sitting back and just letting Izzy take you apart from the outside, I think it's entirely up to the challenger. Let's just say if he had done a little more, it would have been a completely different fight, and then everyone would be talking about what a great knockout it was. The fact of the matter is that people quickly forget. I'm not going to shoot everyone. Eventually, people will remember how many defenses you had. Look, he goes and fights Alex Pereira and knocks him out clean. Do you think they'll talk about it against Cormier? No, they would quickly forget, and he would be glad he didn't take a stupid, unnecessary risk to please a couple of people. Obviously I stand up for my boy, but I think it's fair. I think so. This will happen sometimes. Ultimately, Volkanovski believes that this criticism will soon pass. Adesanya is expected to defend his belt next against Alex Pereira. This is the third time they've met after a couple of previous kickboxing fights won by Pereira, and the championship bout promises fireworks. Although no official date has been set for the fight, when the time is right, Volkanovski believes his teammate will avenge his kickboxing losses and silence the haters. People will quickly forget. Same as Kamaru Usman, Volkanovski said. People criticized him, and now he goes and knocks people out, that's all. Now he is a man, and deservedly so. They should look at him like that. I think Izzy will do his part against Pereira and then everyone will be against him.